WCBI coverage of the NCAA College World Series is brought to you by Bank First Financial, a better way to bank. OCH Regional Medical Center, Advanced Medicine, Compassionate Care. Evans Plumbing and Air Conditioning, it's hard to stop a train. Prestige Farms of Mississippi, 300 employees producing pork to feed the world. And when every dollar counts, count on Starkville Ford Lincoln.
It's a cool sport, for sure. You know, sometimes they hit it right at them hard, sometimes they hit it soft and it goes over somebody's head. I don't think the focus should be on this game. I think it should be more about the season we had and the fact that most people don't think we should even be here.
And that's how we will remember the season and serve this as a tribute for Mississippi State. An incredible run, a ridiculous team that made it all the way to Omaha without having a number next to their name or anyone believing in them. This team continued to fight, scrap, and claw their way up until the final out at the College World Series as the Bulldogs fall to Oregon State 5-2 in an elimination game on Saturday night, which means the Bulldogs will end their season as the third best team in college baseball here in Omaha with a 39-29 record. We welcome you back here to Omaha. Tom Ebel, Robbie Donahoe, as we continue our coverage and wrap it all up from here at the College World Series. That ninth inning just indicative of this entire season and team. They wouldn't give up. They wouldn't let this dream die. Ultimately, it didn't come through for them at the end, but you know, we're not going to focus on this one game and result because this season was miraculous.
It was that ninth inning was the microcosm of Mississippi State baseball this year. It felt like the whole game, you know, Oregon State got up early, they were cruising through, and then the ninth inning comes. And
with two outs, I might add.
With two outs, and you thought for a minute, oh my gosh, this is actually going to happen. You know, it was when Jordan Westberg got up there with two outs, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. It was like, here we go again. But just nothing went Mississippi State's way the past 2 days. It just the Elijah McNamee hit in the seventh inning with two runners on second and third.
That was brutal.
It was a laser beam to short, just goes right to him, ends up a double play. It just seemed like every single time you thought Mississippi State was going to make a breakthrough against Oregon State, it just didn't go their way, and it just turns out to be baseball. It just wasn't in the cards for Mississippi State for over the past 2 days.
That was the prevailing thought after the game in the locker room was, it's just baseball. Sometimes this kind of stuff happens. You know, MSU had the breaks go their way against Washington and North Carolina. It just didn't work for them against Oregon State. But after the game, the locker room, yes, somber, but for the most part upbeat, because there weren't many people that believed the Bulldogs would be in this position to finish where they were, and ultimately you can't help but smile at the season that MSU had.
First 2 years in my college experience with the guys, you know, we come up short to get to Omaha in Super Regionals twice, and just that feeling never leaves you. And this is the first time, you know, I experienced Omaha and came up short of a national championship. I mean, you can't hold your heads down. You know, no one expected us to make it this far, and we'll be back.
I don't think you can describe this season. I don't think you can put it into words. I think it shows a lot in our faces, what it meant to us, what it meant to probably the fan base. I don't know, but I know what it meant in our locker room and to our guys. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Lord blessed us with a chance, and we took it. And I'm just really glad to be a part of this team. I would want nothing less.
It was a great way to go out, for sure, and get to make it this far. I mean, we weren't expecting to make it this far, so tons of kids would like to be in my shoes going out like this, but it was a fun one.
This team overcame a lot. You know, losing your head coach after the first 3 games is tough. But, you know, that just goes to show you how we are as players. You know, we grind and we fight for each other. And, you know, it ended the way we didn't want to at all. But we will be here back next year. We will win the national championship next year, mark my words.
You got the feeling that the confidence is not wavering. They could come back and they could win that first national championship.
Including a talented freshman class coming in as well.
Right.
And we saw what the freshmen did this year, so I mean, anything can happen with those guys that come in. But it got to the point in the Oregon State game where you had the feeling of, again, this team is in Omaha. You know, after everything they'd gone through, it got to the, you know, you looked at, they were 1 win away from reaching a national championship. They were 1 win away from tying last year's win total.
Right.
And so it's hard to doubt a team like that with returning all of that talent to be here again next year. I mean, you're just a couple pieces away and a couple base hits away from playing in a national championship.
You are.
With a lineup with 4 freshmen in it.
Yeah,
hard to doubt Mac in that one.
Certainly, definitely. And now the attention will turn to next year's team, who's going to be the coach. I think Gary Henderson has certainly earned the right to be in the discussion, if not the guy to beat for the job. And after the game, I mean, he continued to focus on the kids and the team and the ride that they helped him take with this Mississippi State baseball team.
It's been unbelievably rewarding. You know, we were humiliated early in the year. I've said that before, and I meant it, and I still mean it. You know, we were at a spot that was hard. You know, you find yourself really challenged in life, and you turn to those that are close to you and see if they're willing to help you make something of where you are, and those kids did, and the families did, and our assistant coaches did. And so from that standpoint, it's been unbelievably rewarding. It's been fun. Obviously, anytime that you're working with kids, you're teaching them, you're coaching them, and they get better. There's a synergy there. There's an energy there. There's a unbelievable vibe in the environment. The dugout is fun. You can't wait to get to the bullpen or the cage or the field, and we developed that feeling. We had all that, and the kids love coming to the park. They love seeing each other, and coaches enjoyed seeing the kids. So it was a wonderful experience.
And after the loss in the dugout, I actually got a shot of Gary Henderson wiping his eyes. He was getting emotional. This team was very emotional. And one of the biggest takeaways is from this season and this team, not the loss to Oregon State on Saturday night, the fact that this team and the fans especially stayed behind. They gave him a standing ovation after the game, after the press conference. Even some of the players stayed behind and signed autographs. What team does that after a loss? A loss like that ends just such an amazing season.
It's a team that's appreciative.
Yeah.
A team that's appreciative of how they got here, about the support that they received from day one. Obviously, the ups and downs are well recorded, but you know, it just seemed that the end of the season was just Mississippi State baseball this year. They ended it in grace. They stayed loose. They stayed confident, and up until the very last out, you felt like they could have won.
Yeah, and I think that's going to carry into next year too. You feel like this team is just on the precipice of something big and just magnificent. So, no, they have not won Mississippi State's first team national championship. But again, this is the fourth opportunity the Bulldogs have had in the last 5 years to win the school's first team national championship in athletics. It's coming. It's going to happen. I mean, we've been through Arike Agumbawale's buzzer beater in April. We went through South Carolina after beating UConn with the women's team. 2013, when this team made it all the way to face UCLA. They've never had more opportunities to win national championships in the last half decade. It's going to happen. And if this team ever taught us anything, it's to believe. Believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
No more pessimism.
No. I mean, I'm a positive person to begin with, so I'm going to keep telling you, Bulldog fans, it's going to happen. Sooner rather than later, Mississippi State will win a team national championship. And WCBI Sports is going to be there when it happens, and we will cover for you up until the very last moment for the celebration and the confetti, which will ultimately fall for the maroon and white. It will happen. All you got to do is believe, as this team continued to teach us. So that'll do it for us here in Omaha. I mean, this has been an incredible ride, incredible journey. We've been here for 10 days covering the College World Series with Mississippi State. We've had so many just incredible moments between bananas. We had mustaches towards the end of it. All the
rally yodel.
The rally yodel as well.
The yodel.
The incredible fans and the wonderful relationships and moments that we've made here in Omaha. It's something that I'll cherish for a lifetime. What about you?
Can you believe we were here? It's just something that they take this forever. This is one of those years you just don't forget.
No.
It's one of those moments you don't forget, and I still can't get over the fact that that end of that game was Mississippi State athletics in a nutshell.
It really was.
I thought we were going to be here for another 3 days.
I thought we were too.
But I'll take the 10. I'll take the 10 days we were here.
I'll take the moments. I'll take the moments and memories. And certainly Mississippi State wasn't a champion, but they're all Hall of Famers and winners in my book with everything that they accomplished. For one final time here at TD Ameritrade Park, reporting here in Omaha, Tom Ebel and Robbie Donahoe for WCBI Sports. Thanks so much for watching, for following. Make sure if you were here in Omaha, have a safe trip back to the Magnolia State. And we will see you
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.